and welcome to the pod. I'm your host Grace, and with us we have Darren, who's going to tell us all about being the head of design working with Odd Common.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming on. So please just tell me what that means to be head of design where you're working now.
Well, what it means is, Odd Common is like a digital brand experience company.
Mm-hmm.
So it's mainly focusing on creating digital experiences, really, and that can be anything from anything you see on screen, and that can be anything from websites, installations you get in store where you can browse a product. It can be exploring like digital data and explaining that in a really compelling way through visuals. Or just standard websites. But really what I focus in is creating those rich, exciting storytelling pieces for brands and trying to do something that's a little bit different. So, getting brands to stand out. And then as head of design, it's about, not only I'm a very hands-on head of design. Mm-hmm. In some cases you can, manage the team and set up the structures and just do that. But I like to still kind of get involved in design, so I, do that as well as managing teams, hiring, looking at talent, looking after freelancers, setting up projects, making sure the standards set, looking to the future as well, where we can go and, expanding the knowledge and sharing inspiration.
Sounds incredible. It's a lot of things as well. Like when you hear head of design, your head can go to like one place specifically, but it sounds like you cover loads.
Yeah, it is loads. And especially what I try and do is, branch out into other things. Mm-hmm. I think there are designers that are very specialist and focus just on like particular product design or UI design. But, to me, head of design and design touches every little bit, whether it be sometimes you work with strategists in agencies where they might try and identify certain opportunities for brands. Mm-hmm. I like to get involved in that, and because that affects the design, through to motion designers who make stuff, animate stuff, and I try and get involved in that. So even the practical side of it, I definitely like to kind of explore and just
sounds great.
Grow. It's exciting.
Keep learning and keep growing kind of thing.
Yeah.
So we'll get into more than that because I've been looking up some of the stuff you've been doing, which is really cool. But we'll go back to the beginning and tell us what you wanted to be when you were growing up.
I don't know, a little bit annoyingly, it was always, it was like, I think graphic design was the slash, because I was really into art when I was growing up, and definitely I wanted to be an artist, and that was something that I studied.
Is that like painting and stuff?
Yeah, like paintings, but for me, I was really into kind of like the modern art space.
Okay.
Pushing beyond paintings and being quite conceptual and seeing where you could push the boundaries with what art was. That was really interesting to me. I wasn't very technical with it, so I definitely could paint, but it was more the creative ideas and communicating. But then there was always, I remember telling people, or graphic design, because in my head that was like a safer place for the creativity, and there was a career there.
Yeah, like you knew what kind of jobs you could do with graphic design.
Yeah. But it was still quite an abstract concept to me. When I was growing up, there wasn't really like that much access to that industry.
I was gonna say, how did you find out that you were into that? Was it something at school, or was it?
I don't know where it really started. I think growing up I was always creative.
Yeah.
My mum always pushed me into that. She always tells stories of us in the garden, getting the paints out. She used to roll out a roll of wallpaper, and we just used to like mess about. She's got a story of me covering myself in green paint and going to my next door neighbour, look, I'm a turtle. So I think it started there really, to be honest.
Yeah.
And like from whenever I can remember really, I think the standard was like, I want to be a fireman. But from then it was artist. And then graphic design. I had an uncle that was kind of I heard about graphic design, but it was something that was there as a career option.
And then did you study that at school? Did you go to uni or?
Yeah, well, at school, I think at school as well, I was quite lucky because I remember early on, one of my teachers was an artist, and I used to see her newspaper articles and used to think like she would do like installations and stuff. Thought that was really inspiring, and then I had a photography form tutor. So yeah, like it was one of those ones in school. Those were the lessons that I was really excited about. Not that great academically, was dyslexic, so it was like anything that was like hands-on and creative. And then from there, went to college, studied art and design as an ABCE, which was like all areas. And then university, a foundation degree in graphic design, which was when I made the decision to leave art behind.
Was that tough?
Yeah, it was. But also, the foundation degree gave me that. It was like a year in between college and to really try it out and see where I could apply the same thinking.
Did you make that decision because it was like graphic design is just going to take me further and you're like just going to focus on that?
Yeah, I guess all of the bad connotations of art not having the opportunities. But the way I was seeing art was about like kind of the concepts and the ideas. And the graphic design having more of a career path within the creative industry. And then finding out a lot more about it through that course, made it a real opportunity for me and something that I thought I could enjoy.
Which is amazing.
Yeah.
Like thank God you found that, because it's like so nice as well that you found a way for art to work for you.
Yeah.
Like instead of being like, I can't do this conceptual thing, I'm gonna go on something completely different. You navigated it so that you could make a career out of it, which is great.
Yeah.
And then where did you go to uni?
I went to uni in Southampton.
Oh yeah.
Which was great. Loved it.
Yeah.
You know, everything about university, it gives you that opportunity to just discover yourself creatively. You know, the briefs are quite vague, and you can take it whichever way you wanted. You know, and at the same time have fun with your mates. Really discover. And where I was from, like I was. In my family, I was one of the first. I think probably there might be someone somewhere, but in my immediate family, one of the first to go to university. So, it felt like this big adventure. I didn't really know much about it. I didn't know about Freshers Week. Turn up and
thrown in.
It was like, whoa, okay. It was a real kind of like moment of stepping out of the little town into like the bigger world and mixing with different people and finding out about different people's lives. Yeah,
it's a crazy feeling. Like you've just taken me back to when I went, but it is bizarre. It's like the first time you really leave home and you're like, oh, I'm about to adult here.
Yeah.
It's mental.
Yeah, when they leave you in the room and you're like, okay. I was eating plain pasta for like a month, and then I realised, maybe I need to add some vegetables to it.
I can venture out, I can cook for myself.
Yeah.
Which it is such an amazing experience. And so you did that, when you're learning like graphic design, like what exactly does that mean? Sorry, because I literally have no idea. Like you're learning, what are you learning there?
What are you learning? Well, the thing is, so what you're learning at university, I say it's quite broad, and everyone's like on their own different path as well. You can take control of it, but specifically there would be like, so part of graphic design is typography.
Right.
So there would be a typographic module where we would maneuver a headline and a paragraph in 200 different ways.
Wow.
Lay it on the left, lay it on the right, lots of space, smaller space, and just examine what that meant. And then there would be another course where it was like, right, now we're going to break all of that and understand how to collage that together and make really expressive typography. And then as you go through the course, you start to be more practical. And then you have an end of year exhibition where you get a chance to set a bigger project for yourself, and that can be more practical. So for me, the university, they have a magazine or a book where it's full of interviews with professional graphic designers, and some are selected to do that, and I got the opportunity to do that, which meant like being really practical with design and doing magazine layouts and
So fun.
interviewing graphic designers, project managing the thing. But there is a disconnect between what you do at university and then when I got my first job, which was like, oh, this is completely different.
Really?
So you almost have to unlearn a lot of that experimentation and become very practical, and then you realize that a lot of the stuff that you're doing at university, there are people doing that as a particular job. You know, you don't have to do it all as well, which to me was quite intimidating, trying to look for roles when I thought the graphic designer did everything that I did at uni, to research everything, but you can just focus.
It's a smaller job than what uni let on, kind of thing.
Yeah.
How did you land your first role?
So for me, it took me sort of 2 years. It was quite hard to find the path in, because I didn't have that connection to the industry. I didn't have any avenues or any contacts, so I had to email studios and local places for internships, even for free. Is there any desk space? I would send out like 10 emails a day and get none back, or some like, oh, we don't have the time to allow you. And then a friend of mine told me about a job that was going at his place for a junior designer. So after 2 years, I managed to land that one with an interview. But during that time, I was really kind of like, it was up and down, but I was really focused on making sure that when I had that first interview, I would show that I'd done something with that time. So I was kind of setting up my own projects and working with friends or the hairdresser down the road or my dad's church and stuff like that, doing flyers. And so, my first interview, I think I came with all of that stuff, ready and prepped, and sat with the head of design at that time for 15 minutes. And he says, oh, I really love your work. I just wanted to see if you were a nice guy. And he said,
nice.
Okay.
So you kind of built like a portfolio. Do you think that's important?
Yeah, very important.
Yeah.
And I think if you're struggling trying to get that first opportunity, I think it's good to kind of keep going and keep experimenting, use that time, like keep that momentum that you have from university, set your own briefs and just explore as well, like looking at who you are as a creative, or what you like and what you can do, and just be active. And then I think that shows to your interviewer that you have that passion, and that's sometimes what people are looking for, that to stand out above the rest. So whatever you can do to build up your portfolio, I think in graphic design it's show. I always thought it's like you have to show more than you say, because it's a very visual thing. Obviously the communication part is really key as well.
Yeah, that's really good advice. Like showing more than you say is probably, that's the exact industry to be doing that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think also it's nice probably to like show your own brand as well. Be like, this is the kind of thing that I like to do and that I'm good at, and then see if it aligns with their brand.
Yeah. Like I've always, even when I've always done stuff on the side, and I think even along the way in the interviews, that's the bit where you see people's eyes light up when you say, oh, like for one Halloween, I've got my mates together and we made this website where you could make your own Halloween mask. Cool. Like there's that game where you draw a monster, the eyes, you fold it over and then you draw the nose and then you get it back. Like I got everyone to do that, and then people would come to the website and generate their own masks based on the different parts of my friends that illustrated that. So it's stuff like that that really but makes you memorable and makes you
Yeah.
stand out as well.
It's a really fun thing to do as well.
And it's fun, yeah. It's just fun, yeah.
So
yeah.
what were you doing in that first role as a junior designer?
So it was, I mean, yeah, this is showing the age a little bit. It was like 15 years ago now or something, but it was one of the best jobs I've ever had.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was at the time where the internet was kind of becoming a thing that brands were realizing that they were starting to had to acknowledge, and there was a real kind of tussle between the traditional TV advertisers, and at that time it was an advertising agency. So we would do things like for Hasbro, we turned Google Maps into Monopoly board, so people could play Monopoly on Google Maps and put the houses on their road. It was super successful. It ended up on CNN News in America.
Oh, wow.
I think we had like millions of people when we thought it would be tens of thousands. I was a small part in it, obviously, as a junior designer. And then for some parts of there were projects that were of that scale, and then there were smaller parts, and that would be as a junior designer where you start. So we would do the banners for The Guardian, the supplement. So that was one of my first briefs, from going from my bedroom doing my little projects to seeing that what you're going to do now is going to go out to the Guardian email readership. Was like, wow.
Yeah. It must be scary though as well.
Yeah, it was scary. And this is where like I kind of found out that, you know, I got handed a sheet of paper with some scribbles on it and some stick men and say, can you make that? And the idea was already set.
Right.
So as a designer in that space, you bring to life somebody else's idea. But I didn't realize that. So I kind of looked at it and was like, wow, I think I can do better than that. Redesigned it all and presented it back to what I didn't know then, the creative director. And he was like, yeah, that's kind of cool as well, but the client's already bought the other one, so can you do the other one? So I was like, oh, is that how it works?
Oh, I understand now.
Yeah. So yeah, and then slowly as you progress, you start to get more of a voice in that space, and you get to start earlier in the process, and maybe you can influence the people that are doing the creatives, they're called, doing the concepts, and then
Wow. It sounds like it was a lot of fun from the offset.
Yeah, it was a great first job. Yeah.
And then what did you move on to after that?
So then I went to another similar agency. So these were like creative advertising agencies called Dare, and I was there for a couple of years. Stepped up junior to midway, spent a few years there. Similar things like digital experiences, and you know, this was where the internet started to develop into more sophisticated technologies coming in, and we'd be able to do more stuff. So there was a driving experience for BMW where you could race around the racetrack on your phone.
That's cool.
To show off one of their new cars. So you know, how do we show all the kind of speedometers and the timer and designing all those, but then understanding with it, you have to understand like BMW's brand.
Yeah.
How do you apply that? You're no longer doing your own side projects where you've got all the freedom.
Yeah, you've
got a brand book and you have to play within the rules.
And there's a lot with big companies like that, like things you wouldn't even think about.
Yes.
It's
What happens is you get sent a brand book with all the rules, how you can use the logo, how you use the colors, what typography, where they sit, and then you have to find the creativity within those rules. And that's part of graphic design, is working within those restrictions and trying to push to the edge of those to do something quite interesting.
That is really cool. Looking where like other people wouldn't see it, which is quite cool.
Yeah. Sometimes as well, you kind of get it and it all kind of like comes together, and sometimes I try and keep that inside. If it happens too quickly, you don't want to let it out, because kind of devalues your idea a little bit. You have to sit there and think like, yeah, kind of.
Take your time with it.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
Do you think in your line of work it is important to like jump around agencies? Is it a good way to learn or a good way to grow?
Yeah, that was one of the pieces of advice when I went to that first job. The head of design said, if you want to grow, you need to move around. So I think that is important, but I think you have to get the balance right.
Yeah.
Because I think if you jump up too fast, you're not really learning as you go. And if you find the right space that is challenging you, every brief is different, you're jumping around clients, that's important. And I had that at the next place. I stayed there for 7 years. And the company itself was set up in client teams, so everyone felt like a new job. Everyone did something different when you jumped around teams.
Yeah.
So that was really good and a really inspiring team, and I learned everything I know now was at that place. Yeah. So not necessarily you need to do that, although I think from a career point of view, it stunted me a little bit there.
Because you stayed too long?
Probably, yeah, from a job title, if you look at it that way.
Got you.
Because it's harder to get the promotion internally that you're looking for. You know, it's always easier to find somebody that's willing to give you that elsewhere. But that's where sometimes if you're not ready for that step, you might find difficulties. But if you work within a team, you've got a bit more safety.
And you get comfortable, right? It's like it gets scary to leave, and you're like, I know what I'm doing here, I know how it works, or I know what kind of like brands we're going to work with, and then to make the leap, it's a lot more to learn. Yeah. But it's good for you at the same time. Yeah,
it is good. Basically, I think you've got to remain outside of your comfort zone, whether that's within the agency that you're at or at a new agency. And I think if you're at a place and you don't have a new opportunity, you can ask to be pushed out of your comfort zone. Like, don't ever try and be easy. For me, I've always looked at learning new skills, so I kind of graphic design, I learned motion, I did a bit of illustration, and recently learned myself 3D software. So that was me kind of trying to push that envelope for my skill set, so that I didn't kind of stagnate. Because with design, with creativity, it's like a thing that's kind of like you can't grab onto it, and you can't, you can read books, but it's about doing, and and it's always changing. I feel like everyone's trying to outdo each other all the time, and then now you see like AI stuff that everything's on Tower Bridge, and they made that like it's constantly changing. Which is fun, but it's like you need to keep up, kind of thing. Especially mentioning AI, the space that the creative industry is in right now, and I think it, with the lens on junior people, I think AI is for me, that's where it's going to impact the most, because when we're talking about in my first role, when the seniors and the leads were working on those experiences like that Monopoly thing, I was doing the smaller jobs and helping them out and just seeing how they laid out the files, and maybe, oh, can you try that in a different layout, or can you try that with a different image on it? That's, as a junior designer, you're doing that, but you're learning off of those. And I think with AI, that kind of task is now, or will be, kind of given to AI, which I think is going to create this kind of like vacuum for junior talent. That's where my worry is. Do you think the next generation? Is the industry itself all quite worried about it? It's a big topic, isn't it? Yeah, no, it's fair enough. It is a lot. I know it's just like everywhere, isn't it? It ranges from people that say it's a tool that's going to help aid productivity and make us more creative, to people that say, there's going to be no graphic designers left, or no coders. I work with a lot of tech people, and no coders left. It's hard to know right now, and I think the space that I work in, we work a lot with like emerging technologies. So you see a lot of this hype. There's a lot of hype around stuff when it comes about, and then it settles, and then it becomes practical. So yeah, for me, the thing that I can see the most impact on, is that junior talent. And when people talk about being more productive, I think they're talking about those roles where you learn the ropes as a graphic designer coming through.
Of course.
Yeah.
So how did you get to where you are now at Odd Common?
At Odd Common, it came about basically working with them. An opportunity came up. I had left a previous role, and a crucial part of discovering about new jobs and getting those promotions, like we said before, is taking new opportunities. And a crucial part of that for me is I've built up a really good bond with recruitment, and they understand what you are as a creative. They understand what you want. They also understand they're out there speaking with people that want jobs, what they need, and I've got a great recruiter who really gets it. So yeah, he showed me this role, said I was perfect for it, and picked me up to them, and then went and interviewed, and it happened like that. The previous role that I was in didn't quite work out, so it was kind of like a moment of down and then straight back in and up again. So I think along the way it's about, I think some of the other people say it in the other podcasts, it's about like the people and the connection and being that active and nice person, and building relationships with people that get you, and then moving forward. That's the one thing when I got into it that I didn't have, and I always felt that once somebody gave me that opportunity, I could maintain that and work hard and show people that I'm worthwhile. And then so
it's a great value to have, that you want to show people that.
It's
important, I think, because also I'd never thought of someone having a good relationship with a recruiter, so that when roles come around, you're kind of like their first point of call. That's a great relationship to have. And they must believe in you because it's their reputation as well, right? So that's a really good thing to know.
Shout out.
No, it's really handy.
There's some good ones out there. I bet they're all good.
For sure, and they're hard workers. I mean, there's lots going on, but I think in different industries that must all work so differently. So it's quite nice to know that in the creative industry, you can have someone looking out for you like a recruiter, because I know you did the creative mental network that we both did, and they saying that the creative industries are very nepo. So it's saying you have to know someone, and that's hard. Not everyone knows somebody all the time, so a recruiter is a good way to make that relationship.
I feel like sometimes you can go out and you can do it on your own, but for me, having him there, he's constantly doing that work, and he knows most of my mates as well, and everyone is so even sounding out those career moves as well, talk to them about it if you've got one that is passionate. But I think that's probably towards the latter stages of your career, sound stuff out with them and be honest and open with them about your dreams and your hopes, and don't just see them as this annoyance that's emailing you. And
work with them.
Work with them.
What's because I was looking, you've done some really cool stuff. What's some of the best things you've done with your job? Some of your favorite projects, or something cool that's happened that someone's like, I want to go into that industry.
For me, so at one of my agencies, I got to work with Nike. So putting the swoosh on my first bit of work, that was a moment. And working, so it was like working with stuff that you're passionate about. So you can kind of dive deep into your hobbies, and it's like work. So we were working with the football academy for Nike, where they they created a team, and the goal was to, you know, get them into professional sports. So yeah, it was about nerding out on football and getting to know these young talents. So that was really cool, and then everything to do with those. And I think for me, it's like small moments when you realise, you know, with them we would fly out, would work. Sometimes the hours are quite long, so work overnight, and then you realise you're presenting to, I don't know, someone from Portland that's the head of some big department, and they're looking at you, that's a really good idea. You're like, wow, that came from my brain. Yeah, so it's like little wins, little moments like that, where you just think back to, like, you know, the kid painting himself green. And you're just like, wow, that's me standing up there. Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah.
That is so nice. It's like them real, like, pinch me moments.
Yeah,
But when you're a consumer of the brand, it is so much easier to work with them, isn't it? Like, it's
you get
so
it.
much better. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
So when the two kind of, you know, your personal interests blend with the client, it kind of, it's like you're going to work, but you're not.
Yeah, that's what you want. That's what, like, the adult dream is, right?
Yeah.
For someone that wants to go into this kind of career, what advice would you give them, or what values do you think they need to have?
I think curiosity, especially when you're starting out, and showing that hunger and that passion. For me, when I'm hiring and when I'm looking at junior talent, that's what I want to see, because that's, you know, how I see it. You know, you have to kind of make sure you stand out as well. And then I think be clear in how you present your work, and understand that every decision you make is a decision towards the final piece. So, you know, think about how you're presenting those decisions you make, don't just focus on the final piece. Just let that passion and that shine through, and I think work on your creativity outside of, you know, the 9 to 5. You don't have to create your own projects, but, you know, whether it's just making a mental note of what you like and what you don't like and why, as you walk around the street and you're seeing menus at a restaurant, like, do you like the font? Work it out in your head, why? Is it legible? And try and think about the best principles of design, like, as you go around. Like, I think it's a bit of a cliche, but yeah, you know, the graphic designer trying to analyze a menu and a font. Whenever I go on holiday, I'm a bit of a nerd like that. I go around taking pictures of signs in different cultures and just, like, storing this collection and working out my taste.
Yeah.
So nice. I think, just do that, if anything, as well.
Constantly evolving your own brand as well at the same time. It's nice.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
And so you've had so many, like, cool jobs and cool projects. What's the dream? What's the goal for you?
For me, I don't know, career-wise, I've never been like I've got a goal.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, I'm really short-sighted. I just get interested by the shiny thing or the next project, and I just engross myself in that.
Yeah.
And that's kind of pushed me forward. But I've had this, and I think you mentioned the creative mentor network thing and what drew me to that. So I really want to kind of do more stuff to help the industry and young talent, and definitely people from different backgrounds that do not have access to the creative industry, or, you know, information or connections. So I constantly feel like I'm not doing enough in that space. So I really want to develop that more, and look for more opportunities, champion more unknown voices and unheard voices creatively. I really want to do an exhibition of people from immigrant descendants about the story.
Wow, that's amazing.
And I'm trying to work out a way to do that. It's just a thought at the moment.
Well, let us know when you do, because we'd like to come. So that would be amazing.
Yeah.
But that sounds great, and you're doing that by being on the pod, like, helping everyone. So thank you, because it's just like you say, people just don't even know where to begin, or it's quite a competitive industry, isn't it? So it's like, it can feel overwhelming.
It is hard. It is hard. You have to work hard at it, and that would be the other piece of advice. Really, be serious about it. It's very competitive, but it's fun. And if it's your passion, or even if it's a mini passion or something that you like, you can make it work.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that was perfect. I loved it, and I learned so much. I can't thank you enough for coming on.
Thank you for inviting me on.
You're welcome.
It's always good to talk about your story, I guess.
Great.
Hopefully help someone else out there.
It definitely will.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure that you like and subscribe so we can continue to make these and keep teaching people how to become A. Thank you.